Following reports of child deaths linked to substandard cough syrups in Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan, the centre has stepped in. Multiple states are now on alert, and Uttar Pradesh is the latest state to launch a probe. The Union Health Ministry held an emergency high-level meeting with health secretaries and drug control officials from all states and union territories in the wake of multiple child deaths linked to contaminated cough syrup. This review followed the deaths of at least 14 children in Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan after consuming a locally made cough syrup branded Coldriff, which was found to contain the toxic chemical diethylene glycol (DEG). Officials said the meeting focused on enforcing tighter oversight of cough syrup manufacturing, ensuring rational prescription practices, and also expanding surveillance systems to prevent future tragedies. States were also exhorted to ensure rational prescriptions, particularly among children, pointing out that most childhood coughs are self-limiting and do not require pharmacological treatment. My colleague Harsha Kumari Singh is tracking the latest for us. She joins us live at the moment. Harsha, following reports of child deaths linked to substandard cough syrups in Rajasthan and also Madhya Pradesh, the centre has finally stepped in.
Well, yes, the centre did have a video conferencing meeting with senior health officials from Rajasthan. Now, the Rajasthan government, ironically, is not accepting that the 4 deaths that have happened have been due to cough syrup or are anyway linked to cough syrup. But at the same time, the government has banned Kasan Pharma, which was supplying these cough syrup. It's also banned all drugs by that company. The government says that the Kasan Pharma actually passed the lab test. But having said that, the government has now belatedly issued instructions as to what is the kind of guidelines that should be followed, because you see these children who died are all below 5 years. 2 of the children who died are below 5 years old, and the other 3 are, and the other 2, I beg your pardon, are about 2 years old. So obviously, dextromethorphan hydrobromide should not be given to such young children, and that is now where the government has stepped in. They're sensitizing ANMs, pharmacists, because usually, see, what happens in Rajasthan is you go to a doctor, he writes a prescription, you take that prescription and you go to the government dispensary. Now, in the prescriptions that we have looked at, in those prescriptions, it is not written what cough syrup. It's simply written cough syrup. Dextromethorphan hydrobromide is widely available. So obviously, these families took that cough syrup, and in this case, 2 children died because of that. Now, even if the government does not accept that, the fact is they are alert to it, they are sensitizing people, and now they've issued a guideline that, you have to be very careful how you give out a cough syrup, especially to young children.
Harsha, as always, thank you so much for joining us with the lowdown. The Rajasthan government there not yet accepting that the 4 deaths are linked to the consumption of substandard cough syrup, but the centre has stepped in. Tanushka Datta has been tracking the latest too. She joins us live this morning. Tanushka, Uttar Pradesh is now the latest state to launch a probe regarding the matter.
Precisely, Parmeshwar, the Union Health Secretary chaired a high-level meeting yesterday with the secretaries of the state as well as the drug regulators of the state as well. And in this meeting, what went down is that states have been asked to comply with the revised Schedule M. Now, what is Schedule M? These are the good manufacturing practices that must be followed across all of these manufacturing units in pharmaceuticals and medicine practice, basically. The centre also urged for states to comply with all other measures and to work in coordination and joint action, which means that from now onwards, all sort of reporting with respect to these medicines, especially the cough syrup, has to be done at an early stage itself, right to the centre. And any unit that is non-complying with the measures, their license will be cancelled. 19 samples were picked up in analysis by the centre, and out of these samples, 10 have been analyzed, and out of these 10, 9 were clear, that is not found to have any DEG or EG. However, that one sample that was picked up by Tamil Nadu FDA from the Kanchipuram unit, manufacturing unit, Srishan Pharma, has been found with diethylene glycol and ethylene glycol, and this particular manufacturing unit, the license is also being cancelled, and criminal action is also being undertaken at this point. We also know that states have been exhorted to ensure that all other measures are in place, especially considering that cough syrup usage for especially children below the age of 2 is self-limiting. This particularly does not require pharmacological treatment. So a lot is happening with respect to from the states end and the centers end as well, and hopeful to work in tandem with each other at this point. And center also looks forward to find out further reasons as to why is this sort of contamination that took place, why did this happen. Back to you.